Time to get this party started. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, you guys know the drill. Easy gear, small ring. Have your bottle ready, your fan, your towel. Let's see what our quote for the night is. So I picked this one because, as you guys know, I'm from Western Pennsylvania. This quote comes from Arnold Palmer, who's from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. That's how people in Latrobe say it. It's Latrobe. And Arnie says, always make a total effort, even when the odds are against you. That's a good one. That works. And that works for tonight. Because what are your odds of the kind of card we're going to pick? So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully Arnie will bring us some luck of the draw and give us a good workout. So before we get to the cards part of this workout, we'll kind of warm up a little bit. It's going to be kind of a little different warm up than we normally do. It's a little longer. It's going to be a lot of shifting around. But I think you're going to enjoy the effort that we're going to put into this right from the start. So we'll just keep warming up for now. Even though you guys have already warmed up a bit, I'll get the legs for me warmed up. At least 5 minutes worth. So I read today, this is kind of sad, that I was talking about Groundhog Day, and Punxsutawney Phil is the most famous of all of the groundhogs. And I read that, I guess Canada has their version, Kim, of the groundhog. And unfortunately, he died before they got a chance to let him out of the cage today. You shouldn't be laughing at that, but oh my God, it's his day to shine. And he kicks the bucket right before it's his time to walk out and tell us what the weather's going to do. So poor Canada. I guess they didn't have Groundhog Day because they lost their groundhog. I guess they don't have a backup. Gotta go find the backup groundhog. I know if you go on to the Punxsutawney website, they talk about how many groundhogs they've had since the beginning of time. I don't know what that number is, but and of course everybody has, you know, there's Staten Island Chuck and all these other ones. So, and I think there are also some other animals that are supposed to be weather predictors in other parts of the country and the world. So I should have done a little more research on that, bring you guys some weather updates, see what kind of percentage these animals have in predicting our weather. All right, so let me talk a little bit about how we're going to get started before we hit the cards. We're going to do a 10-minute effort. And this is going to be about 1 minute time frames. We're going to do a seated effort for a minute, and then we're going to do a standing effort for a minute. But with each of these minutes, we're going to make some shifts. So you're going to keep shifting down your cassette harder gears as we go. So your goal for the seated part of these efforts is to try to hold the highest cadence that you can in that gear. So if you can only get to 70 at certain gears, then that's all you can get. Just let the body determine what it can manage. And it's okay at whatever cadence you're able to hold. So we're going to start. Stay in your small ring. You're going to give me three shifts down. So you're probably somewhere around your 21 or so. We're going to hold this for a minute. Give me the highest cadence you can get. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So just to get us a little more warmed up, my cadence is about 98. So if you can get to 100, then that's good. If you can only get to 90, that's good too. If you can only get to 80, then that's where you are. It's okay to just be at whatever level works best for you. So in these first couple, just let the body get warmed up. Really focus on your positioning, your feet, how you're pedaling. You're going to shift to one harder gear, and you're going to stand up. Now, trust me, this doesn't feel so great, but we're going to break this up into 15 seconds. Sit back down. Ooh, the legs burned on that. That's what happens when you don't have enough resistance under your feet. Stand it up for another 15. Try to keep it going. Quick turnover. Strong in your core. Sitting back down. Find the cadence that works for you right now. Hold this gear. 1 minute here. If your cadence is around 90, that's probably about right. Your legs are burning a little bit. That's okay. That's what we want. We want to really warm the legs up. Get the heart pumping. Get the lungs working. We're going to make another shift in 10. Another harder gear. This time, we'll see what the gear brings us. One harder gear. Stand it up. See if we can get 30 seconds out of this. Nice and tall with the torso. In your hoods. Sit back down. Stand in this gear. You should be warming up now. If you don't have your fan on, grab that remote. Turn it on. So cadence is about, I'll give you a range, 75 to 85. We're going to hold on to this for another 45. Get relaxed in those shoulders. Perfect circles. Listen to your bike. it will actually tell you how you're pedaling. If it sounds smooth, then that pedal stroke is smooth. If you feel it kind of chopping, then you might want to settle it in. One harder gear, stand it up. We're going for 45 now. We're building these standing efforts. Who knows what the cards are going to bring us? $30 in, 15 to go. Keep those hips back. Keep that chest open. Three, two, sitting down. Woo! Staying in this gear. Cadence might be 70 to 80. Keep it steady. You might be pushing into zone 4. That's because we've stood up. Standing up definitely increases that heart rate. Why? Because your whole body is having to turn the pedals. We're coming up on 7 minutes. You should be close to the bottom of your cassette. Let's see if we can go for a full minute. One more shift harder. Stand it up. Ah, nice resistance. It feels so much better. You have a pedal stroke under you. Gearing makes a difference. Almost there, 20 to go. Stay tall. If you feel like you're starting to slouch, just look up at the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, sitting down. Holding this for a minute. 2 to go. Now you should be at a steady pace. 60 to 75 cadence. If you're holding higher than 75, good job. Hopefully you have one more gear to go to. Shifting down one harder. Last time standing up. You're getting a little chain rub. That's okay. Make this last minute strong. A little different of a warm-up. Feeling the temperature changing. Feeling the legs getting stronger. 15 to go. Don't lay off. Just to give you some idea as to how much longer you got to hold on. 5, 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Take a rest. Take a drink. Nice and easy. All right. So a little reminder how this works. I pick a card based on the suit of the card. It will determine what kind of effort we're going to do. And then based on the number or the face value, that will determine either the length of the effort or the amount of efforts. So for example, hearts mean a standing effort. Diamonds mean fast pedaling effort over 100. Clubs mean big ring or low cadence, 60 or below. Spades mean sprints, which we haven't done much of. And face cards mean one-legged drills. So those of you that don't like one-legged drills, let's hope that we don't get any face cards, just for your reason. All right, card number 1, 9 of clubs. All right, so what's 9 of clubs mean? That is a big ring, low cadence effort. So we're going to do 9 30-second efforts with 30 seconds of easy spin in between. So it's going to be a big ring effort. I want you to put yourself somewhere around your 15 or below, and I want you to literally have your cadence no higher than 50, 5, 0. So we're going to do 9 30 seconds efforts with 30 seconds easy in your big ring. So go ahead and go there. Go ahead and click down to kind of the middle of your cassette. If you're getting lower than 50, then maybe give yourself one harder gear or one easier gear. So we're looking for 50, 30 seconds, 3, 2, 1. If you're getting higher than 55, then go ahead and shift yourself down to a harder gear. So this is all about the honor system. Now what I want you to really concentrate on here, I don't want you doing this. No pushing back and forth. I want you to keep those hips nice and still. All right, back up to your 23, all the way to the top of your cassette. Maybe down one gear so you're not rubbing on your chain. 30 seconds easy. Then we're going to go right back to that gear that you were just in. So remember where your gearing is. In between, try to hold that cadence at around 80. Shifting down to that gear that you were at 50. Back at it. I'm going to hold myself right at 50. So if you don't have a cadence sensor, you can watch my legs. This requires a lot of strength. And they're short efforts. All the way back up. Easy gear. Right in that range where you can hold maybe 80, 70 to give yourself recovery. You're kind of recovering, but you're not really, because you're still staying in that big ring. Back down. Back to that 50. Now, this is when you really have to engage that core. That core is what's going to help you get these pedals to go around in this heavy gear. If you're feeling your knees a bit, shift to one easier gear, all the way back up to the top. If you're feeling your knees, allow yourself to get to an easier gear and hold like a 60 cadence. So hold an 80, letting the legs spin around. We're 3 minutes in. Back down to that gear. Back to 50. See how quickly you can go from the cadence you were holding in the easier gear back to that gear where you're holding 50. So this is helping you learn how to shift too. 3, 2, all the way back up. Remember, if you don't have mechanical shifting, if you still have mechanical shifting and not electronic, that right shifter will swipe to 3. 3 gears, 3 gears. Back down to that harder gear. Settle in. If you're using power or heart rate, start to regulate those metrics too. Feel yourself sitting in your saddle, using that pelvic floor up to easy. You should feel yourself planted into the saddle solidly. If you can't do that, then it might be time to look into a new saddle. We're coming up on 5 minutes. 4 to go. Back down. Right back into 50. Starting to feel it now. Getting to that 50 cadence faster. Keep those feet flat. Remember to use the pulling up portion of the foot pedal stroke. Easy gear. Spin it out as best you can, even though you're still in your big ring. Notice a different effort. Back down to that gear. Now, perfect. You got there within a couple of seconds. Feel your glutes working here. That's what some of your climbing muscles are. 3, 2, easy gear. Almost to 7 minutes. 2 to go. After this rest. That means 2 more efforts at 50 and 2 more 30-second efforts at the easier gear. Back down. Settle in. Feel the power. You might feel your legs now getting used to this. But remember, you don't want to be at this low of a cadence unless you're doing drill work like this. Back up to easy. So I don't want you going out on a ride, staying at a 50 cadence the entire time. Because guess what? Halfway through, your legs are going to say, no, not happening anymore. I can't do this. Muscles give out. The heart doesn't so much. At least we hope it doesn't. Back down, last time. Your heart will continue to pump, but the muscles will definitely have a stopping point. And of course, your mind, it's up to you. It's a terrible thing to waste, as they say. 3, 2. Here it goes. Last time. Staying easy in your big ring. Last 30 seconds. Good 9-minute effort. That was a good warm-up to the warm-up. Okay, before you shift to your small ring, shift down to a couple harder gears and then make that shift so that you don't drop your chain. Nice and easy, easy gear. Take a drink. All right. That wasn't so bad. Give you a couple minutes to cool down. So during this cool down, if you want to kind of bring the legs back to life, hold that cadence between 80 and 90. That should give you nice recovery, a good spin. When you do those heavy leg workouts or heavy leg efforts, they need a little bit of spin to freshen them up. Kim's cat's joining the workout tonight. It's nice that we can keep the animals in the mix. All right, picking the next card. What is it gonna be? I had a feeling. All right, it is spades, which is a sprint workout, but it's also a king, which means it's a face card. So here's how it's gonna go. This is gonna be kind of fun. We're gonna put 2 elements into one for this one. We are going to do a 10-second sprint in our drops out of the saddle with 45 seconds behind it. That's a recovery. Then we're going to do a 1-minute leg, right leg, one-legged drill, a 1-minute left-legged drill. We're going to do that. Let's do that 4 times. So I'll be here to guide you through it. So for the sprint effort, what I want you to do, I want you to be in your big ring. You're going to be in your drops, but I want you to be in a gear that's not super hard. I want you to be in a gear that you think might be a little easier to allow you to do 10 seconds as hard as you can go. But you still need enough resistance under your feet to be able to get that sprint action to happen. So I would suggest maybe right in the middle of your cassette, up to your big ring. Go ahead and get in your drops. We're going to do 10 seconds. Give me an all-out sprint. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on. I'll give you 5. Right now it's 5. If you want to go a little faster, and stop. Back down to your small ring, into an easier gear. Now for the one-legged effort, you're gonna again go in your big ring, and you're gonna be about 3 or 4 gears harder from the top of your cassette. So around your 21 or your 19. You don't have to go there yet. We're gonna go there in 20 seconds. Right leg only. Remember, clip out of your left, hook it onto the back of your trainer so you get some stability. Find your gear, big ring with a little bit of resistance under you. Clipping out, one-legged, let's go. 1 minute. Woo! This is gonna hurt. Concentrate on a perfect circle. That's what we're looking for here. And the gearing is just enough to put a little bit of resistance under your foot. If it feels like it's too much gear, you're welcome to shift to an easier one. 30 seconds in. Oh man. You're gonna start feeling this in the hip flexor. Use it, pull up motion. Hopefully it's not sounding raw. Try to smooth it out. You're gonna get a little bit of that sound, but it shouldn't be massive. 3, 2, both legs. Spin it out just a little bit. Clip out of your right. Only the left. Let's go. 1 minute. Now you might find one leg stronger than the other. After this, you're going to get 1 minute of easy at a high cadence. And then we're going to go right into that 10-second sprint. Then we'll go back to one-legged drills. 20 to go. Ooh, a minute is a long time when you're doing these one-legged drills. If you don't have clipless pedals, which I think everybody does, you can just keep pedaling and pretend you're just pedaling with 1. 3, 2, both legs. Give yourself an easier gear. Allow yourself to spin it out. 1 minute easy. Take a drink if you feel like you need it. Keep that cadence above 90. We want to shake out what we just created in that one-legged drill. So those one-legged drills are trying to get you to get a perfect circular motion for your legs. That's a perfect pedal stroke when it looks round. So when I count it down, remember, you're going to go to your big ring, about 4 gears harder, or whatever gear you feel is good for that sprint. And you're going to do a 10-second sprint in the drops, out of the saddle, going as hard as you can. So go ahead and find that gear. Down in your drops. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Again, I'll give you when it's 5. 5 down. If you want to go faster, 3, 2, sit back down. Easy gear. Spin it out. Take a drink if you feel like you need it here. Then we're gonna go back to that one-legged drill. And try to go to the same gear that you went last time. Big ring around your 21 or 19. Keep the legs spinning here. All right, go ahead and find your big ring. Down to the gear you've chosen. 3, 2, 1, right leg only. Really focus on it this time. I know your upper body is kind of holding you up since you're a little unbalanced, but make sure your hips are square. Don't turn your hips one way or the other. If you put your foot, the ball of your foot on the trainer, if it'll stay there, that in a way helps to keep those hips more square. Keep the leg moving. Almost there. I know you're feeling this. All right, both legs in. Spin them a little bit. Allow the body to get a little recovery. Clipping out of the right. Left leg only. Get on top of the pedal. I want you to feel like you're on top of the pedal. That might actually mean kind of that you like open your chest a little bit. If that makes any sense. By opening your chest up, it allows that leg, which means you're opening your chest, you're also engaging that core. If you put your hand on your core right now, you're going to feel those muscles working to stabilize as that leg goes around. It's a great example how important that core is to your pedal stroke. 3, 2, both legs in. Easy gear. 1 minute easy. Woo! Take a drink. Man, Mr. King, you created all kinds of chaos here. Like I said, about 90 is where you want your cadence to be right now, but in a nice easy gear so you can spin out all that you just did in that last set. All right, we're going to do just one more of these, so then we can move on to something else. I don't want to go too long on this one. So we're going to do one more 10-second sprint, one leg, single leg on each 1 minute. All right, find your gear, big ring, down to about that 15 or so in your drops. Out of the saddle, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 10 seconds. 5 is down. 2, 1. Sit down. Small ring. Easy gear. Spin it 90 to 100. Flush out that sprint. You might feel your heart rate rising for those sprint efforts. That's what we want to do with it. Short, sharp efforts, forcing the heart to work quickly. All All right, back to that big ring. Back to your like 21 or so. Right leg only. Go for it. Last time on this leg, unless for some reason we pick a face card again, then we're going to be in trouble. I might have to make an executive decision. That happens. It's kind of nice to have executive power that way. 30 down. Now is when you really might feel it in that hip flexor. Don't be surprised if you feel this in your calf muscle. You're getting a clicking at the bottom of the pedal stroke. Feel yourself pulling back and up. Three, two, go ahead. Pedal together, both legs. Clipping out of the right, left by itself. Last minute here. It's good to work on some of these skills at this time of the year. A lot of the pros, that's what they work on during the off season. They work in low heart rate zones. They just build a massive base. There was a race that happened today over in France, and a guy was literally hanging off the side of a bridge because there was a crash on the bridge. 3, 2, 1. Both legs. Easy gear. Recovery. Take a drink. Picking the next card. Good job on that one. That wasn't easy. All right, I'm cutting the deck now. See if that's better or worse. Oh yeah. That was better. 5 of diamonds. All right, so 5 of diamonds. That means we're doing a fast pedaling effort. 100 plus cadence. So here's how it's gonna go. 5 1-minute efforts with just 15 seconds in between each one, where you bring your cadence down to an easier gear, to an easier cadence. But you're gonna hold the same gear the whole time. So what I want you to do for this one is pick that gear where you're literally right at 99. And remember, sometimes the easiest gear isn't always the best gear. So I want you to be right on the cusp of touching that 100. And if you're 101, then you need to back it down or give yourself one harder gear. So we're going to do 5 1 minutes with 15 seconds easy in between. Find that gear that you think you might want. If you're picking your 23, that's fine. If you're picking your 21, that might make you work a little harder. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Now, just like the last one, for those 1-minute efforts, you have to feel this in your core. Cadence work really requires you to have perfect form. These are going to feel good because of what you just did. So hang on to that 100. I'm right at 100 myself. Really feel. Now that you've done some one-legged drills, you can pull the pair of legs together and get that fast leg speed going. Almost there. Three, two, one. Bring your cadence down. 15 seconds easy. And then we're going to go right back up. 3, 2, 1. Right back to 100. I think I knocked my fan on the ground last week. I just knocked my fan on the ground again. I got to get myself some kind of apparatus. Hold that fan in place. 1 minute. If you sit up tall here, you're not slouching, your shoulders are down, you have that little bend in your elbows, you should have no problem holding this cadence. Take a deep breath. That'll get your body nice and tall. Help you to hold this cadence. And you should be nice and still on the top. 3, 2, 1. Bring that cadence down. It's 15 seconds is nice. It's exactly what you need. Here we go. Number 3. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, the cool part about this one is it doesn't take you long to get right back to 100, does it? The body starts to know what 100 feels like. And that's why we do this muscle memory. That's why people that are swimmers, they swim and they swim and they swim, because it's all about muscle memory. Same applies here. You teach your legs to spin fast, then you'll use less energy. And depending on what gear you're in, you'll be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. 3 down. 2 to go. Nice and solid for these last 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Right there. I didn't even have to think about it. And I went right to the cadence that I've been at for the last 3 efforts. I hope the same for you. Allow your shoulders to come down. Relax into the saddle, but sit up tall. A little bend in those elbows. Concentrate only on the cadence. Keep your eyes on the prize there. Three, 2, 1. Nice and easy. That's 4 down. One more to come. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, so this one, you can increase your cadence by 2 to 5 RPMs. Go for it. So if you're at 100 and you can make it to 105, or if you're at 102, you can get to 107, really high. The last 15, I want you to really go for it. 3, 2, go for it. Come on. Give me the highest cadence you can get to. I'm at 125, but I need a different gear. 3, 2, 1. Nice, easy gear. Spin it out. Recover. Woo! Nice. Take a drink. All right. All right, we got the 3 of hearts. But the 3 of hearts is going to help us with our recovery. So what I want you to do is, right now, just stay in the gear you're in. We're going to have a different kind of cool down. So the 3 of hearts means standing. So we're going to kind of finish this up with a little bit of standing work. Just to cool it down. And now everybody's like, how do you cool down with standing up? I want you to go ahead and get yourself all the way down to about your 13. So your cadence is really low. Go ahead and just start pedaling and act as if this is a recovery. Meaning your cadence doesn't have to be high. You're just kind of pushing the pedal around. Give yourself one more harder gear if you have it. Stand up nice and easy. But I want you to also stretch your body up tall. So you're feeling almost a stretch across your back as you're standing up. Using your bars as a way to make that happen. Sitting back down. Give me 2 easier gears. Holding that. Two harder gears again. Standing up. And again, nice and tall. Almost feel yourself as if your legs are going straight. You're getting yourself so tall. Right to the bottom of the pedal stroke. Sitting back down. 2 easy gears. We're going to do one more of those. Just to stretch us out a little bit. So feel this different kind of cool down. Those 2 harder gears last time, standing up. Allow yourself to look at the ceiling, stretching your neck out a little bit. Sitting back down, small ring, easiest gear you have on your bike. We're just going to spin out these last 2 minutes. Finish up your water. So the cards actually weren't so bad this time. Maybe I just have to shuffle them more. That was a good workout. Worked on some different things. Warmed up a little differently than we normally do. Got in some good solid sprint work, one-legged work, low cadence work. Gave us everything that we needed. So it was a good solid everything in the house of cards. One more minute, we'll spin it out. And then we will be done for the night. And yes, we are in February. Hard to believe. Again, if you haven't consumed all that water, drink it before you're done getting off the bike. Even if you get off the bike and you still have some left, just get that consumed before you jump in the shower. And then, of course, as always, get in your recovery drink. 3, 2, 1. Nice job, everybody. By next week, I'll hopefully have better camera. I think this camera is a little blurry. It's not so crisp as the other one.